First, it was the first time it was no third place in the division level also, but it ended up in the district the next year itself. But having said that, thank you all for believing in me and bringing me here, because I think I can contribute from whatever I have written till now. But again, starting with saying, I did not know how to write a humorous speech at all right in the beginning. But there was, thanks to distinguished Toastmaster Ashok sir, he did something called a Humor Academy right in the beginning, and he brought in very, very valuable content, and I very sincerely learned from there, and that has helped me. And I have taken some notes, applied it for myself, and I'm going to be doing this here also. So please, everybody take notes. Okay, we are going to be learning a lot of new techniques here also. Okay, so yeah, how many of you have done a humorous speech before? Nice, awesome, super. How many of you have gotten to the first, second, third place before? Nice, awesome. Club level, any level. Yes, that's really very nice. Now, how many of you think writing humorously is difficult?
Writing humorous speeches.
Speeches, yeah. Okay.
ChatGPT it is easy now.
No, ChatGPT is easy now, but there is also, I'll tell you how to effectively use ChatGPT also, okay? So, now here's that the same mind block that I had right in the beginning also, saying writing humorously is difficult, but one thing that one of our Toastmasters said at one point changed everything for me. That is, he said, humor is there everywhere. All you have to do is to find that humor and tell people. How do I find that humor is the problem? No. And then there was one beautiful technique that I learned, where you first write the speech, completely write the speech, whatever you want to write, and then later on convert that speech into a humorous speech. Now, if I knew how to do that, I would have done that, and that is what we are going to be doing now. Write whatever comes to your mind first. It need not be humorous at all. Just write everything that comes to your mind, and then go through the whole speech and say, can I convert this sentence into a joke? Can I convert this sentence into a joke? This area, can it become funny? Can I do a funny action there? All of those things is what we are going to be doing to our speech. I do that only because I'm not somebody who takes paper and then writes one humorous speech and then completes it. But I write whatever comes to my mind first, and then I go through the whole thing, and then I do, maybe this can become a joke, maybe convert that into a joke, all of those things that I do. And one thing that helps me a lot is to do first handwriting, but convert it into a soft copy as soon as possible. I do this mind mapping, which is much easier for me because I can just push everything there and make a note of the joke, alternate the joke, edit the joke, put it before and later, and all of those things there also. Okay? Now first, I would like to start with the technique number one. The technique number one is called the rule of three. Anybody here knows what the rule of three is? How many of you here have watched this movie, Friends? What do you think?
Yes, Friends.
Yes,
Yeah? That sequence is done by the rule of three. Now anybody can guess what exactly that rule is? 3 friends? Are there 3 friends there?
No.
Okay. So I do clowning, and this rule of three helps me a lot there, because in physical clowning, in physical theatre, this clowning helps a lot. Have you seen the slapstick comedy where people slap and get hit and all of those things, no? That kind of comedy, rule of three is the whole thing. And I don't watch movies much, but when I watch movies, I observe and watch what exactly this is. And when I watch this movie, I was like, oh, I got rule of three again and again and again. Todada, taraya todada, tadada, kire todada, ayo taraya todada is the rule of three. You say something first, and then say something that is relating to the same thing second, and then the third thing you say something completely different. Okay? The second joke there was this one. Go up, come down again, go up, come down again. Third time he says, everybody goes there and he takes the thing and hits them. Yeah? So it's like saying, say the same thing 2 times, and people are either expecting the same thing to follow the third time also, or they are thinking, he's already told 2 things, what are you going to say? And then completely change it into something crazy later on. Okay? I'm working on a piece right now because the humorous speech contest is coming. I'm going to try this. I have written a piece. I'm going to try this with you, and that is how I learn also. Yeah? So, I'm writing a piece on entrepreneurship. There are 3 kinds of entrepreneurs in life. The first kind of entrepreneurs, they are thriving, turnovers in millions, and their partners are bathing in donkey milk. Fun fact, they are not the ones that are buying the donkey milk for them. The second type of entrepreneurs are there. They are the ones that are the warriors of the entrepreneurship world. Somehow they get the money to give the salary for that particular week alone, that particular month alone. They will give all the salary to everybody. They will be like, wow. And then they go home, their partner will be like, did you buy milk on the way? And that is when he is going to say, oh my God, I will not put salary for that one more employee, that is myself. He forgets to buy milk for his wife. Yeah? There's a third kind of entrepreneurs. These are usually the serial entrepreneurs. They are doing one business every single day, mostly because their partner is earning enough at a 9 to 5 job to do for them to do all of this job. Today they are a baker. Tomorrow they are a photographer. And the next day they are, I forgot to say. So today, so today they are a baker, tomorrow they are a photographer, and the third day they are a marriage counselor for pets. You know what they will end up doing later? They will become a life coach. Because they cannot manage their own entrepreneurship journey, they will help other people to become entrepreneurs also. Okay? So this is the rule of three kinds of entrepreneurs. The first one, the second one that usually people knows, and then there is a third one. Yeah? So then we have and then we have this one more thing. One big time role of the second kind of entrepreneur is being a 24/7 OTP machine. Because you know what? All the OTPs comes to them. Whatever meeting they are supposed to be sharing the OTP. Their employees will call and say OTP for bank, OTP for Canva, OTP for everything comes to the entrepreneur. So you are having a shower, OTP comes to them. And sir, OTP, give the OTP. You are sleeping, call comes, sir, OTP. And you are having a very, very good time with your wife, and the call comes. Actually, no, entrepreneurs don't have good times with their wives. Yeah, so the rule of three. So you first say two things that are setting the context there, and the third thing you twist and you make that funny. Okay, give it some thought and say, what all things can I do? Two things. It can be a normal, abnormal scenario, or it can be an abnormal, normal scenario. Okay, so when you know, so for example, if I say tsunami is hitting everywhere, people are dying, and can you think of a normal scenario that will make it funny? What is it? There was a dream. Oh, that was a dream. Okay, tsunami was hitting everywhere. People are all dying everywhere. I woke up from my dream. I was wondering what is happening. Could be a rule of three. Can you Okay. Tsunami was hitting everywhere. People are dying. I was wondering what happened to the tea shop that I drink tea every day. Yeah? My husband went to the road to get coffee. Car hit him. And then I was thinking, where do I get coffee now? Yeah, so that's like abnormal, and talk of something very, very normal. But then the normal, abnormal is Padivalu, Torda, Tariya Torda, Chikira Torda, and then Tariya Torda is one rule of three that we could be doing. Got it? Okay, nice. Second technique is build up and twist. Okay, build up and twist. Again, say something that people will easily guess what exactly the later will be, and then twist it. In my entrepreneurship journey, like there are entrepreneurs that say, I don't want to go a 9 to 5 job. They become entrepreneurs. Now they are working around the clock 24/7. They are saying, I don't want a boss in life, but then they're saying they're working for 10 clients at a time. Now they have 10 different bosses. Actually, no, they don't even have one boss. They're simply wanting to how do I get this client. Okay, so you build up with something and then twist it later on. One of my favorite was Majestic Toastmaster Dhananjaya's speech. In his world championship, he says this word where he says, how many of you have a sentimental mother? Raise your hands. Put all the sentimental mothers, you get my mother. And then he says, my mother is so sentimental, and even the police was scared of my mother when he got into the jail. Okay, so he says, like you say something that is Very, very normal, and people are able to guess it, but you twist the end of it. This one is build up and twist. So one more way with respect to build up and twist is this. That day I was going in my cab, and cab driver was boasting about how nobody can tell him what to do, when to do at any point in time. And I told him saying, left turn. You got that? No? So he's saying nobody can tell me what I have to do, but I just told him saying what I have to do. So that's like you build it up to some level and say this is how it is, and then you twist that and change that to make it good. Okay. Next one is a exaggeration or an illogical comedy. This one example that I love about illogical comedy is the 1 rupee banana comedy. What was this? Vadivelu and Countmany and Sindhu. No? 1 rupee banana comedy. We know it is completely illogical. We know there are 2 bananas, 2 rupees and all those things. But still we wait and laugh at it multiple times because it's still funny. Yeah, so that's the power of illogical comedy. Now this kind of comedy I see a lot in our Toastmasters speeches also. You say something and you compare it to something that is completely different. Like for example, the chicken was so spicy that when I opened my mouth, fire was coming out of my mouth. This one, we see this very, very commonly, but this is easier and easier to do also when it comes to humorous speeches. Yeah, so now I'm going to tell you something. We will try and see if we can come up with some illogical things. Okay? Chennai is so hot, dash. Chennai is so hot that you yourself can evaporate right from the road. That's amazing. Awesome. Okay. Anything else? Chennai is so hot that. What is it?
Chennai is so hot, I don't want to smoke.
Oh, I want to smoke, definitely. Okay. Done. Okay. Nice. Okay. So let's see. That Andhra mess serves food so spicy that dash.
Andhra food.
You become a dragon, huh? You become a fire-spitting dragon by the end of this. Okay, that's nice. Clap for her. Okay, nice. You get the idea here, no? This is very, very simple thing. If you say my bike is so bad at mileage that it drinks petrol, so wait. My bike gives me so very bad mileage. That's dash. This was a little difficult, no?
Drinks petrol and reduce gas kind of thing.
I can go in car and still save me. I can go in car and this can be exaggerated to say I can take a flight and go to my office instead of taking my bike. That's amazing. Yeah. I was thinking whenever I go to the petrol bunk, the petrol bunk fellow is thinking I'm drinking petrol every day. Yes. Nice. I can go on a flight. Yes, that's really nice. Okay, so this one is all illogical. This one, my favorite is DTM Ashok's tall tale speech, one of his tall tale speeches, where he speaks about how he tried a stint at singing. So he sang a song, he put it on YouTube. He got a call from the jail, and they said, Ashok, we listened to your singing. We want you to come to our jail and sing for our prisoners. Because we tried all kind of torture for our prisoners, we could not succeed, and we want you to sing for them. And then he went and sang for them. And then the next day he got a call from the Human Resource Department, the Human Rights Department. They said, Mr. Ashok, the prisoners were tortured so much that somebody has filed a complaint against you. You should stop singing right now. So that's the tall tale part of it. Now you can think of crazy things when you take tall tale as a concept. Then that is easier to make speeches also. My first speech was how a Toastmasters club will be after 1,000 years. Okay, I took all the things that happens in Toastmasters right now and said, oh, even after 1,000 years, they are going to be the same thing. Yeah, even after 1,000 years, PP membership is going to keep calling them, and somebody is going to tell saying, I cannot come today because my dog pooped. Yeah, so small things that we notice that we say even after 100 years, the same thing is going to be happening. Yeah, so that's the tall tale of it. So exaggeration or illogical ones are easy ones for us to do. Yeah, easy for us to do. And once we establish saying this is what we will do, it's easier for us to go to any extent and make it as dramatic as possible. Yeah. Okay. Next, self-deprecation. Self-deprecation. What comes to your mind when I say self-deprecation? Yeah. You can make joke of you yourselves. Yeah. I stopped going to tea shops right now because when I go and stand there, somebody is coming and telling me saying, "Come here, tea." They think I'm a North Indian tea boy, looking big. Yeah. Second, I am so introvert that if I have to take my car out and somebody's bike is standing there, and even if I know who that bike owner is and if they are standing there, I will not go and talk to them, but I will lift the bike and keep it on the side. So these are things that are small flaws about ourselves, about our looks, about our intellectuality and all of those things, and make fun of ourselves. But one thing that we have to keep in mind here is when we make fun of ourselves, just make sure there is no one group of sentiments about that. Like for example, if you are too heavy, you can make fun of yourself, but you can't pull the whole community into it. If you have a dark skin, you can make fun of yourselves, but you can't pull all the dark skinned communities into it. Yeah, so don't make fun of all of them. Be a little careful at that, because when you do jokes on yourself, it's nicer for people to laugh at that joke, say, "Hey, this fellow is making jokes about himself," but don't pull the whole community together. Okay, so use it very, very optimally. Okay, nice. The next one, the next one is a word play. Word play is something that I have not gotten a hold of yet, but that is something many people use it like crazy. When somebody cracks the joke also, I'm like, "What are you doing?" Somebody says, "My son was standing under the sun," and everybody's going, "Hey, my joke." Yeah? But one in our recent Toastmasters, he cracked one joke of he did not get married at all for a long time, so he went and showed his horoscope, and that person looked at the horoscope.